You like that? You like the last episode ending on the bad guy? And you know what? I didn't have the monologue because I know when we started this episode, Doug would be like, that was actions. You don't let us monologue. So no monologue. But let's get right back into it. Let's do some logos.
But the nice thing is, with my headphones, I can hear you guys when I actually leave.
Oh, you can hear me out there. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Age of Ashes Pathfinder 2nd Edition Revised podcast that we like to call the Elven Portal podcast. I am GM Jeff Ball, your host. We didn't actually do an official intro last time. We went off about our parents being geeky and somewhat sci-fi, if not fantasy. I'm not going to waste time. We're going to jump right back into the fray. At the Long Roads Coffee House, up on the second floor, in a study with teacups sitting on the side, some Rakshasas. Oh, Jesus.
You almost had it.
Rakshasas. Sas. Gamma's going to have a field day with this one. Rakshasas. 2 of them. A mated pair. Named. So I can use my crit cards if we ever bother rolling natural 1s and natural 20s. Vicmanther, kind of like Panther, and Zamora, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. She is wounded badly, shot in the knee and bleeding out of 101 hit points, flying in the air. They're both spellcasters, and he's gone for a door. And it is now the end of Gluglug's turn, and we've got to Zamora's turn. And flying above the air... Had enough of you. I don't think I'm done yet. I really don't. I think I am going to garner your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Can't help but trying to keep your eye on the hovering bad guy up in the air. You know what I'm saying? And as a single action, I concentrate and cause an enchantment mentally to you all under the occult school. Her eyes flash green and projects a telepathic wave in a 30-foot emanation. I spend 1 action flying, just so you know I'm still in the air. This disturbing vision costs me a single action. All creatures in the area are assaulted by a vision of evil decadence from one of my past lives. Guess I've been around the block a few times. Each non-evil creature in the area must succeed a DC 29 will save, or become sickened 1 and stunned on a critical failure. The visions will last a couple rounds, and while they do, everyone that's evil get bonuses to attack you guys, because you're all reeling from the nastiness. What'd you get, Alll?
I rolled a 5 for a total of 22.
Vic?
I rolled an 18 for a 39.
You're okay. Karam?
5 for 23.
And Gluglug?
6 for 21.
Okay.
Deja vu all over again.
Giving us a small status. The effects will wear off and become quite apparent. They're not... you ever feel nauseous and you're like, I just need a minute, and you feel if you sat down, you'd be okay inside of 30. Like you know what I mean? You kind of feel the timer. You know what I'm saying? You ever been staggered or get a little dizzy while climbing stairs? Like, you know, you just need a second, and you just, 6 seconds, 12 seconds, right? So rolling a D4 openly and getting a 1, you know you guys will be okay in a round or so. Those that suffered. But in the meantime, I'm going to pull out Ye Olde Sicken Condition. And I'm going to drop it on... Where are we here? Sicken. 1, 2, 3.
The difficulty
Second.
was what, a 31? Was it a
29.
29. Okay. Whew.
29 willpower.
Sweet. Great. Neither of us critically failed, so we didn't get the second.
No.
one.
You're,
That was what I was doing the math on.
What was the second effect? Slowed?
I forget. It didn't. It's irrelevant because we didn't.
Didn't happen. You know what could have happened? What? Vicar and his resolve. I don't get sick to my stomach. Are you kidding me? You know what I drink for? You know what I eat and drink for a living? Everything else. Wouldn't that be cool? A cleric of CC just becomes immune to the sickened condition at the 20th level. No. I go on every carny ride. Woo! I had such a great time. We're on the Spinolator or something. You know, you guys are having a great time. And my last action, I am going to whip my. Can I use this as a ranged weapon? I mean, I guess you can throw a kukuri. Gonna toss my kukuri at the champion. It's like the curved dagger. I mean, it's made for handling. Guess I could whip it at you like a boomerang, and nothing against that. Tossing my kukuri at you. 25 and a ding and a miss. Now I'm weaponless. Oops. And that's Zamora's go. And once again, she rolls her resistance.
Returning.
Kukuris, yeah.
rounds.
I'll be taking that javelin if you don't mind. Resisting resisting 6 points of persistent, but still technically with a 7 flat check failing the get rid of it effects, which is kind of funny. Vicar Nights.
Probably drop that because there's no way that she can take damage from it.
Oh, there might be.
Oh, okay.
There might be. Things can change.
That's true. She could get a condition.
There's always, but yeah, so I'll just let it go. And at this point, you know, I don't want to shut it off. So. It's kind of on autopilot, so let's just go with it. Vicar badly need in a cigarette Niles. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I will move 5 feet to my left.
Okay. It's just a jump to the left.
I jumped to the
Let
left.
us step to the
And then I will
I know Doug would fall with that one. Okay. Strike
Vic-
with your rapier.
Yeah, strike
Yeah.
with my rapier to
Okay.
Vic Mentira.
Got target up. Go ahead. Whee!
Wee, and a 24.
What's with the crap rolls tonight?
Sorry, I gave it to you.
Yep.
Everybody's rolling.
And then I will raise my shield, and I am done.
So terribly. Okay. Round 3. Elbrick Stonechucker.
Let's see. I will. Spend an action to swap my Rod of Wonder for my Wand of Dimension Door. Whoop whoop. And I will cast Mirror Malfactors
Ooh.
on,
On who? Gamora? Or
Vic Manthor.
the guy heading to the south door? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Please land. Where is the cast button? There it is. Come on, baby.
Vic Manther saves successfully for half damage.
Well, a boo. Does that mean I can still sustain it? Okay, no, it's just one shot damage then. Boo.
So read what happens. What do we see?
So I start doing some Vogue action with my hands simultaneously on either side. And as I'm doing that, these mirrors shimmer into existence. Fragments of mirrors shimmer into existence surrounding Vic Manther.
Okay.
Now, his willpower was strong enough to shatter them, but he still takes half of the initial 30 points of mental damage,
Oi.
for a total of 15 points.
Roaring in rage, and his screams shatter the mirrors, but you still hurt him. 15 points.
And that's the end of my turn.
Nice flavor text. I think we've been getting to dice and shield. I'd like to hear and how does this appear? How does this make you feel? All right. Karam, you're up, sir. What do you want to do?
Oh, I've been doing pretty good against Zamora, so I think I'll do it again.
Okay.
By stratagem for a 23. I will spend a hero point on that. Oh, wait.
Don't have them back
No,
yet.
I don't think I can because
Okay.
this is a fortune effect. So, knowing
I thought hero point was for any roll.
I think a hero point is actually fortune, isn't it?
Oh no, it doesn't shatter. The first will save is just to resist the mental damage. I can sustain this bitch. It's after that one you can break it.
Okay, we'll get back to that.
Camera's off while that happens, so it's just this please stand by voice from the dog.
No, that's still good. That's still really good for the video. It was funny. Please stand by. My spell's still up and running.
Oh, no, I don't see anything about hero points being a fortune effect, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and spend the one I've got. And try again. Hey, there we go, 35. Or 14 damage.
Okay. Chipping away.
Then I think I will take a 5-foot step away from Vic Manther because
Yeah.
I don't want to be too easy for him.
Okay. Speaking of old
be
Vicky. Speaking of Vicky, old Vic Manther had a farm. Meow, meow. And on that farm, I had some claws and a big fat rack of teeth with a chomp here and a slice here because Vicar is our token human and everything demonic just loves trying to eat him. Old Vic Manther had a farm. Chomp.
Oh, you made
So-
it back. Just make sure you got your shield raised on your character sheet.
What did you do? You stepped forward? You swift with your shot? Did you raise your shield at the end?
And then he raised
You
his
raised
shield
I did.
up.
Okay, have you got your shield up on your sheet, dude?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Determined to rip you apart with claws and fangs.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to start off with a little fang action. Tries to bite you. And hits you for 31 points of damage. Doing 2d12 plus 10 piercing damage because humans are so tasty. Oh, he's spicy. Tastes like spiced rum. He gets drunk by trying to eat else. No. Ah, what is going on here? As a second attack with penalties, he tries to disembowel you with his claws. And with a 30, misses the new Niles. And aggravated, somewhat, he, as a third action, gets the door open. And now it's Gluglug's turn.
What did Zamora do during her? She cast a spell on us, didn't she?
It's a supernatural occult effect where
Okay, she made an offensive action against us. I was just confirming that my smite was still in effect, and if they don't do anything to provoke, my smite drops and I have to spend another action to set it again. So she was offensive, so we're good.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I also threw my dagger at you. Like Kukuri, don't forget that at the end.
that's right. Yeah. I
Ting.
didn't notice. I didn't notice. I didn't notice when it clattered on the ground.
The AC in all my characters, even in Star Wars, are so high, Jeff. I didn't even notice your 10% attack. Rub it in. That's fine.
This time
That's
I think I
fine.
finally got a hit with a 35.
Yay.
So this is holy damage.
Ooh. See what happens.
So it's 17 points of damage before the weakness.
And it says 27 points of damage, Zamora weakness. So it calculated the 10 whole. Yay, we don't have to do basic math. And same adventure, same fantasy grounds, literally the same map, one room away, and yet it couldn't do that for you against Brizlani
Right.
Goat. Like, it's so weird, right? Anyway. Now, that being said, I did get into your character sheet and add a whole bunch of comma this, comma good, comma holy, kind of like onto your javelin. Remember how you said, please let me know if you can fix my guy? I tried tweaking your weapon, giving it a whole bunch of different terms that still count as the new holy and the old holy. Maybe it worked. Maybe it doesn't. Didn't work when I tried to test against the Brizlani, but it's certainly working now, so best to leave that alone.
Yeah, I copied and pasted them in last time, so okay.
Okay. Yes.
I will I'll do this again.
Toss and
And that's probably going to be a miss, but it's regular miss 23, and then I'll raise my shield.
okay. And I'm done. It's now Zamora's turn. Excuse me while the DM quickly checks the script, because anything with half a brain might actually try to flee or surrender. You never know. However, sometimes they're so offended, they fight to the death. Or, maybe I'll just run out that door. Who knows? Zamora, up in the air. Let's see, what have we got that's juicy? Ooh. All right. I need is it willpower? All right. I'm not going to read this off because it kind of gives away what's going on, and this is one of those things. Yes, I need a willpower save from Glug Glug.
You sure that
Please.
you meant fort, right? You went you
No, willpower. Definitely willpower.
Not too bad. 27.
Okay. Now, even though we're going around the room in turns, ladies and gentlemen, the fight plays out simultaneously. While he's arching back his javelin and throwing it at me, I am getting ready to cure a spell. And while I scream in pain and then the javelin yanks out of my leg, I begin casting that spell. And it's all kind of a simultaneous thing, including Alll using his wand and shooting a lightning bolt at me. And then she casts and he pulls out his dimension door wand and all this stuff. Anyway, Glug Glug. Alll and Zamora switch places. He is in the air and she is standing next to Karam.
Right. But she's still in range, right? On the other
What?
side of the room, right?
Yeah.
Good. All right. I got her.
Sorry. First, she flies down to the ground as an action, then casts a spell and seems to swap places with MalBurg. And that's Zamora. And then after her turn, once again, flat check fail, but I resist the 4 points of bleed. That's just so funny that's going on and on and on. Which brings us to Vicar Niles' turn.
Again. So soon. Alright. I will. Why not? I will strike once again. Or try to, anyways.
Okay.
The big baddie. Oh, I'm freak sakes. With the 2 for a 21. Just a miss. Into my life. And then, after that, I am going to cast a spell.
Okay.
as I reach out and touch, or try to touch, Vic Martha. I'm
Vic
going to cast
Manther.
Vic Mantha.
I have a name tag and
Big
everything. now.
Martha is what is his nickname. Back
Vic
in-
Manther. Vic Martha was my mother. Thank you very much. I'm Vic Manther. Some scraggly old tiger. The scraggly old tiger. Now, don't you two get in trouble over there in Kintargo. Yeah. You cast what?
The Vampiric Feast.
Oh,
My hand, as my hand glows green, I reach out and touch it.
Question. Is this any kind of anathema against your religion and stuff? Casting what sounds like a really easy, nasty necromantic spell?
No, it's just a death spell.
It's just a death. Oh,
It's just
okay.
a death spell.
There's no necromancy or torture or anything ghoulish involved. It's just straight up die. Okay.
Nope. No, it's just straight up. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Plus, I'm pretty sure CC folk are allowed to do that.
Yes.
Well, if
Just not
feasting,
allowed
drink.
to say no to a drink, which is why he gets along.
Yeah,
so
I'm
well
gonna say
with
it.
the dwarves.
Vampiric would imply drink. Feast would imply all you can drink. So yeah, I guess Big CC's fine with this. You know,
so let's see how this works.
the dark
Push the button
CC
and see what
cult.
happens.
Let's push a button and see what happens. Smack. Okay.
Yeah, because it's just a save.
Okay.
So I reach out. A basic fort save.
Yeah, touch spells aren't attack rolls anymore, are they? They're pretty much just poke.
Oh, that was cool.
Critical success, no damage as it saves with a 38. Thank you for pushing my buttons.
All right, I am done.
Okay, you reach out and it smacks you with its strange reverse palm. None of that.
Yeah, none of that.
None of that. All right. And that's you?
That sucks. Yes.
Round 4. Al. Left you a message in
That's
Zoom there, Al.
Oh,
Left
did
you a
you?
message in Zoom. You had your dimension door wand out and people are casting spells.
Oh
and
yes,
she
yes.
float-
I was aware. I just didn't have my camera
she
on. I watched it
floated.
happen.
Right. So she stopped flying. She dropped to the ground. She's 10 feet away from Glug Glug. And then poof. And what do you want to do?
I will spend 2 actions casting Blazing Bolt.
Okay.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me just have a gander here. What's the heightened? Oh, okay. So 1, 2,
Who are you casting at? Zamora or Vic Manther by the door?
both. So how Blazing Bolt works is it's single action, single target, 2 actions, 2 targets, 3 actions, 3 targets. So I'm gonna 2 actions spell it. I will heighten this to 4th level, so heighten it twice.
Okay. Do you have a feat that lets you heighten spells on the fly, or is that just a standard sorcerer? thing now?
Sorcerer.
Standard. What do you call it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's,
And no one played a wizard ever again. Like the versatility that this class has is just crazy.
dude. I thought about it. I tried to build it.
All right.
And, yeah. So 2 actions to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Should do some rolling. 1 good, 1 bad. I hit Vic Manther and I missed Zamora. Critically missed
Good.
Zamora.
With a 2, but not a 1, so no card for you. But you know what? I'm just gonna. Don't mind me. I'm just over here reading.
You can read a
Paid for-
card for what it
Paid for
looks
the.
like.
I'm not reading it out loud. I just want to know.
Want to know what would have happened? Okay.
Would you like to know? This is good. Would you like to know? I'm gonna use this later.
This should be. It's 1 action, 2d6. So that's wow. Okay, so 46, 66, 8d6. So I'm just gonna click the damage twice. I don't. Oh, but Zamora.
Hang on. So what you can do? Hang on. I can help you with this. Okay. So who got regular?
Vic Manther takes full. Zamora, I don't know if that's half or if it's just a miss.
Right.
Yeah,
so
she
what
takes
we'll
none.
do
So
is
just untarget Zamora.
yeah, I'll target Vic, hit your button, and then we'll fix it. Yeah.
And yeah, I'll hit it twice because it's heightened, so it's 8d6 total. First one landed for 17. Second one landed for 15. For a total
On the same-
of...
On the same dude?
Yeah, because it was heightened, so I just clicked the damage twice because it doubles. It went from a 4d6 to an 8d6 spell
Oh,
by
gotcha.
heightening it.
Okay.
But wait, there's more. No, that's it. Boom, boom, fire. It's fire damage.
Okay.
And for my final action, I will sustain mirror malefactors. So I will throw this out again to see.
Okay, well, hang on a second. You got to change target, right? So for her, because Zamora is the target of this other one, right?
No, Vic
Ye-
Manther.
Oh, was Vic?
Yep.
Sorry. Okay. Just I got to make sure I got the right target for what you're talking about. So okay, sorry, Vic's targeted, and you're going to do sustain.
So I'm gonna do this spell. He gets another will save to see if he can take
Break
it
it.
out.
So how come I didn't take it last time?
Because that was the first save is just for damage.
Okay.
So he can break the spell if he willpower
Okay.
my sustain.
Yeah. So
of it.
yeah. So the shards are there, and he's trying to resist the and now I'm trying to get out of it. Okay.
Right.
Sure. So have it again. Do I get
So-
just re-roll my save, or do I save?
I think I can do this with my button, but I have to hit the half damage because I think I only do half damage. I don't think I get to do full damage because you resisted it.
Okay.
It doesn't say
because
anything about that, but I'm assuming that's how it would work.
So every round I will take damage unless I can bust out.
You'll take damage, yes, but you're not taking
Yeah.
full damage. You'll take half damage. So I click the half button, I hit the damage.
Fresh
And
save,
then-
you might be able to do all of it.
I have. No, I think he. I think
Okay.
that save initially makes it so it just does half damage.
Okay. So
And then I
when
have
he's-
a save button that I can push here, and he succeeded, so it puts the spell down.
Okay, and succeeded for half, so, there's my 14. Okay. So the spell works on him, but is not very effective. And it goes up, he seems to resist it, he gets pissed off, he is taking damage, but not the smiting that you wanted, and a round later he busts out of it and is pissed off. And, still not immune, but somewhat resilient to your magic, you see. Everyone sees. Who was in the first book down when you guys started throwing that up around the bugbear and all that stuff? That was just you and Muros and Vicar Niles, right?
Yep, I think so.
Yeah. So if you were there for the first one, Niles, you're also right there beside it, and you can see this going down. It's not just Alll taking these mental arcane notes. You're like, oh my, right. Okay, so that's you, Alll.
I have a question of clarification from my perspective when that happened. Are there bolts of did those bolts come from
Scorching Ray is a ray attack. So there would have been a line.
coming from your character?
Yep.
Who is standing 10 feet away from me and leaping
uh,
all the
I'm
way
not
across
standing.
the entire room.
Meta, I'm not standing 10 feet away from you.
That's
Yeah.
sort of why I'm bringing it up, because I'm willing to
Yeah.
believe that you switched places. I'm just
Right.
asking that my ally.
So when we get back to your turn, Doug, we can discuss whether you instantly get that saving throw to re-up said hallucination. Yes.
Okay.
Right, because it's basically, even though it happens on their turn, your processing of it technically would happen on yours. So I'll keep going, but we'll come around. But a valid point, and you can bring it up on yours. Bringing us to Karam. Okay. Now for the rest of the class. Yeah. I thought I swapped the minis because I honestly thought we had Glug Glug sooner for the audience going, he thinks he's doing this, but pretty much everyone goes. So I'm putting the minis back. What a great hallucination. Karam.
We'll just keep doing what I'm doing. We'll
So,
devise
right.
strategy.
Right. So before Glug Glug starts realizing the ray, on top of that Glug Glug, you're going to see Karam shooting Alll. Right.
I'm shooting 5 feet above Alll, actually.
Oh, I hit the floor. Sorry. I actually did come down.
Okay.
Right. Shooting the Alll, and it's like, oh no, did she swap poof them so fast that Karam accidentally shot the real Alll? Again, the brain processes, right?
Exactly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
19
Ooh,
for a
nice.
40 critical.
you critically attacking Albrecht for?
45 damage. Take that, Alll.
You just killed Alll.
You
I'm
bastard!
gonna run over and lay hands on Alll. Don't worry. I got you.
Anything else, Karam?
You know what? Let's try to turn around.
Oh, I was giving you a chance to. Would you mind describing how you take out Alll? That's why, like, Glug goes to his knees. Ah, Meows, his mom's gonna kill me because I let Alll die. Like, this is what we're going for here, right? So, give Glug his big moment.
Because it's a critical hit, the arrow flies through the air and goes right through the Rakasha's eye.
Okay. A whole bunch of
Bam.
brain.
Bam,
Yep.
bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam.
Eye of the tiger. Oh no.
Very nice.
Matt, have you spent your hero point? I'll let you re-up yours early for that.
I have not spent it.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to give you 2, but if you were at 0, I would have let you re-up. Well, there's in character, but Alll doesn't know it, right? So it's like, well, think of this. Like, I've been struggling with the whole just handing them out for humor, but it's like, you know what, guys? Here's a chance to, if you've spent one earlier in the show, getting it back by, in character humor, blah, 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 as opposed to heroic actions, Just working on my hero point style, When we have a party of 5, I'm pretty stingy. We have a party of 4 today, so I'm, looking for the odd chance. Sorry, Karam, you're all done?
I got one more. So devise stratagem, shoot. Then I will turn on Vic Manther and try another shot. For 29 and a miss.
So close. Do you have a hero point? Would you like to spend the hero point?
Nope, already spent my hero point.
Our AC is like 30, just in case you wanted to know. And we haven't figured it out by now. All right. Speaking of good old Vicky, Vic, son of Vic Martha. Vic Manther is my name. Seeing my mate's eyes flash green, but you guys seem unaffected. Seeing my mate take an arrow to the eye, instead of fleeing when the chips are down, he flies not into a rage, but snarls and growls out his next spell, which is a really good one. Give me a minute.
Fireball.
No, actually, he tries to cast Vampiric Touch. So he swats Vicar's hand away and then tries to clamp his own clawed hand on Vic's shoulder. Vicar Niles, one living creature. I know we don't know each other very well, Mr. Niles, but can I have a basic fortitude, please?
I was a 36.
That is a save. Your touch leaches lifeblood out of the target and not a small amount of alcohol through the target's sweat to empower myself. I deal 6d6 negative damage to the target, gaining temporary hit points equal to half that, applying blah, blah, blah. So half, because it's a basic blah, blah, blah. That was not a crit save. It was just regular.
Yep.
So hitting my half a button. And then going with the old bump of 20 points of damage. 10 goes to you, and 5 goes to me. And just for flavor, I am going to... Is there a drunken condition? Is there the sicken condition?
Oh, they're sinking. Yeah.
How long does sicken drop once around?
Okay, I'm about to set a
He
very...
rolled that D4. It was one.
Yeah, it's done. Come back around and start dropping it. I'm about to set a very dangerous precedent. For flavor, if I give this opponent during a boss fight the sickened condition because we're joking how full of alcohol, I might do the same to you guys for flavor in the future. So how bad do we want this flavor? No? Okay. I think it's enough that we brought it up. All right.
And I think it's fair to say that we are functioning alcoholics, but we could push it beyond that point.
All right. Oh, that's not right. Yeah. Okay, so gaining
It's part of what my
5.
God gives us in my holy condition. It's unsickened for alcohol poisoning.
There you go. Right. So coming back around to Glug Glug, I'm going to take the second condition off, sir. And what do you want to do?
I assume that now that she is dead, any conditions she had placed on me are gone, and I have come to realize what's happening.
Magic doesn't automatically wink out. However, sorry, I was looking this up and then I got distracted by the awesome dice rolls. 1 second here. I was buying time and I'm like, oh, disturbing vision, right? Blah, blah, blah. Nice flash, telepathic, right? So on. Visual. Anyway, the vision itself only lasts so long, and we come around, and it just ends. So without setting a precedent that it was her death, you've come to the realization. Okay. However, there's nothing in the effect that's, because they usually do state interaction with the illusion and blah blah blah, and the guy gets a fresh will save. It doesn't say anything in that description, probably because it's not a 10-minute duration and you can break it by guessing. It's a D4 and it just messes you up and then ends. And with us going with the 1 round, you're good. But for flavor, I do like the idea of like, oh, D4 rounds, maybe Glug Glug might have got a, because it's a gray area, right? But we really don't want to push the gray, not when we're trying to learn the rules of the gate. Maybe in the future game. Our next game will be very gray. Glug Glug, you're clean as a whistle. Despite those human skulls in your pocket. What do you want to do?
Okay, so I have both athletics as well as acrobatics, and I'd like to move across the room and sort of hop over the ends of couches and chairs to get adjacent to Vic Manther in my single round of movement. So do I just make 1 or 2 athletic checks or acrobatics checks to hop over the couches and chairs?
If you want to like vault or flip, it's acrobatics. If you just want to sort of climb, run at it. And you ever try to like jump on the back of a truck where you just jump and you put your leg out to catch the bottom of the tailgate to get up in a truck? You want to kind of hit the back of the couch. So if it's like a run and jump, it's athletics. If you actually want to like vault it, 2 hands plant and swish the leg sideways, it's acrobatics. So both are available for the same movement. I would just go with your better, you know what I mean?
Right, so they would both let me move through that space without a penalty of the physical objects that are there, which is what I'm trying to achieve. So I take that and I'm...
Oh, that's a whole other bag.
No,
that's a whole other bag.
So what I would like to accomplish, I have 25 feet of movement. There's 25 feet between me and the square in front of him. I would like to end my movement in a single movement with my athletics and or acrobatics ability and either hop or jump or flip over stuff.
So where do you want to go? Straight through all the furniture? 5, 10, 15, 20?
Nope. Okay, nope. No, let me go ahead and do this painfully then. All right, there.
So 5 down and over, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then straight down. And I could hop that corner and or hop that chair.
Okay. I know with your running, like your 10-foot run, you could vault, like you could physically jump, athletics right over the chair as part of your movement. It's the corner of the couch that might screw you up. So I'm going to just double check with my rules lawyers here.
Okay, for jumping?
Bypassing difficult terrain.
So he could jump it. He could jump that whole distance.
Yeah.
Potentially with a good enough athletics. If he chooses to go the acrobatic round, it still has your movement.
Okay. So I should do then I will do the athletics version.
Yeah.
And
you have any feats that enhance your jumping distance, Doug?
10, 15, 20. Yeah.
It's a 20-foot jump.
A 20-foot jump with a 5-foot start. Or you could go 15 would put him outside. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I will not be. I will
Yeah,
instead put me back at the beginning,
Mhm.
and I will not be flashy.
You'd have to roll a 40 without any feats to jump 20 feet.
Yeah,
Right,
but he could
so-
do two. You are allowed to do two jumps, sir. If you want to go straight, jump the couch, land on the table, and immediately attempt a second jump. 2 jumps, 2 rolls. That's legal. You know what I'm saying?
And what kind of difficulty are we looking at for those jumps?
No, so you don't hit. Just to be clear, you don't have any feats that enhance your jumping ability,
Correct.
but you are an expert athletics.
Correct.
So DC 25, unless Jeff wants to push it up because you're landing on the
All right.
table.
Now,
For the
the
first
running
one?
jump. Do they still have the running jump needing a 10-foot start, or can he get away with a 5-foot start?
10 foot.
Okay, so it's considered a standing jump.
Yeah.
Okay, so the standing jump DCs might be higher. So what are the standing jump DCs?
That's what I'm going off of.
It's the proverbial. He
So
needs to get his feet 5 feet off the ground.
He needs to hit a 25 to jump 10 feet.
Okay. Right. 5. Punk puts him on the corner table. It's not so hard.
And then it'd be the same thing
Yeah.
again.
I'm happy with 225s, considering it's not everything is perfectly 5 feet tall, and you know what I mean. I would even.
I'm going to.
I would,
abandon
if I may, I would drop the second DC to 20, because you're up on a table in the air and you're jumping down. So I'd say 25 for the first, 20 for the second.
Thank you. I will.
Come on, Muros isn't here. We need somebody doing something flashy. What's the worst going to happen? You break some furniture. 37. Oh, he was worried.
Oh,
At a
and
nat 20.
Yeah. You know what I'm pissed about? I wasted those fucking rolls just to get through the room when I didn't fucking have to. Sorry, kids.
Dude, he is so good. He rushes forward 5 feet, vaults the couch, goes an additional 5 feet, lands a single step on the center of the table, and it wobbles hard, but his weight and armor, he does not smash, crush, or break the table. It groans, it creaks heavily, and he launches himself off and lands somewhat gracefully with a 39 right in front of his opponent. Question is, what is that total? 5?
Oh, it's 25. No, that's 25
15,
feet.
20, 25 feet? Yeah. Whee!
Then I would like to apply Smite to said victim.
I'm sorry, we're out of time. That was way too much.
Actually, one action.
Son of a bitch.
All right, can you target him for me? And
Yeah, sure.
we'll see if my javelin can bring us honor.
In our defense, usually the vaulting character is Ryan, and he's looked into the numbers. You know, like, I actually encourage a character to do something outside their regular wheelhouse. And unfortunately, this does not count against your... unless you get all 3 guys to convince Muros there's a point for you because you did some awesome strengthy vaulting or something in the rivalry.
Were I sitting in the big chair because of his ethos, I would have given him a bonus on his attack for performing a feat of athleticism.
Well, that's okay.
I
I barely made it with a 9. That is a hit.
I will
because
give
it's
you...
supposed to
I
be
will...
30.
No, I'll give him a +1 for height.
All right, I get a 31.
He said ignoring Matt's passive-aggressive backseat DMing, and because he already hit anyway, so it doesn't cost me a damn thing. Sure, +1 for height. But remember my benevolence. I remember if I were... How many times I've heard that out of you, Witt? Well, if I were Jim, okay.
I know.
You're a ruse lawyer.
What does that
What more
say
do you want?
about you? Is what I want to say. That was passive aggressive.
And that was 15. I rolled 15 points of damage, and with his weakness, he takes 25.
There's a
And
difference
my third
between
action.
podcasting GM Jeff and around the table GM Jeff, and you know this, Matt.
Oh, for
Anyway.
sure.
I'm done.
15 points. Laying into his weakness, scoring an additional 10 for 25 on good old Vic, who's been standing there tapping his foot the whole time, wondering where all those voices are coming from the ceiling. Vicar Niles.
All right. I will hopefully hit this bastard. I will try to strike him.
Rapier, don't fail me now.
Oh. Hey, a 35.
Nice.
You know when you guys get around 12th level, you could actually get away from the free archetype and might cost you class feats, but get into new archetypes like Swashbuckler or something, could help you with the
Your
swish.
damage is also holy, so he should also have weakness to that damage, I believe, because I believe your damage that you deal is holy.
Yes, because I am also a champion. So it's 11 damage.
Plus 10.
Which 21, yeah.
And then I will take a 5-foot step back.
Sorry, hang on. Both Matt and Doug are now in my backseat of GMing. Don't make me turn this game around, all right?
Hey, that was extra damage. I'm just trying to make sure the damage gets dealt.
Uh-huh.
I'll take a 5-step foot back and raise my shield.
Raise my shield.
Raise my shield.
Raise my shield. And I am done.
Boop.
Round 5.
Pretty much.
Round 5. He's sweating because, ladies and gentlemen from the podcast, on Fantasy Grounds, they move their mini, but it's more like asking permission until I click the button and let the guy move. He's kind of like hanging in this balance, so it's even funny that Matt's like, can he move? Well, yes. Speaking of Matt Witt, Albrick Stonechucker. You're up, sir. Karam, you're on deck. Get ready.
I am up, so I will cast. What will I cast? I will cast. Yeah, Frostbite. 2 actions. I'm a Frostbite this bish.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn, half damage, but I'll take it.
Successful save from me.
Should just automatically half it. Woo, 8 points of damage. And with my final action, I will cast the Blazing Bolt single. Why not, right?
Sure, you got an open line to him.
I just had the realization that I missed. Pew!
Let's not shoot through all our spell slots, guys. There's a lot on the agenda today. Many safe houses to save. Karam.
All right. Does Glug Glug provide cover?
No, you've got to, like, the half spread of the bottom of your mini is wide enough to hit the open side. I'm going to say no, you're okay. If you were further back, I'd say yes, but you're pretty good.
All right. Let's do device stratagem.
I'm in a good mood.
27.
Despite being bullied. 27 is a miss.
Okay. So then I'll miss, and then I'll do a second attack.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, there we go. 35.
I devise a brand new stratagem on the same creature, but no, he's covering his knees. I'm foiled. What shall I do?
18 damage.
I'll just shoot him in the
I was
face.
just setting him up. Yeah. I was setting him up.
It was fake him out. Yeah, there you go. Oh, bleeding away. Speaking of Mr. Manther, can we call you Vic? No. Fine. Sensing a new threat, he turns in time to see Glug Glug jump in the air. The table's fine, but he crushed my teacup and then vaulted in my face. No! That was my favorite book! My Earl Grey! My calming tea. What is it? What's the sleepy tea? The chamomile. It's supposed to be calming, right? My chamomile. The chamomile tea. Yeah, my chamomile. Well, something that would exist here. Apparently coffee exists here. It's the Java house. It's the coffee house. That's cool to know. And we never left this town. Better than alcohol. Dude, have you seen Al watching so many people drinking this stuff, this hot non-alcoholic liquid, as opposed to just booze? It's the Middle Ages, the medieval. It's like everyone drank water and alcohol. Like, what is this bean ground? Like, what the hell? You got to get in on this. Irish coffee. invented by Elric Stonesugar. Boozy coffee. I will corner this market. All right.
Yeah, we're not going to start talking about where the Scottish cream comes from.
I cast invisibility. And we hear him thumping, moving. So I go,
Does
Cannot
casting a spell provoke an attack of opportunity?
I don't know. I think so.
Because I would love to take an attack of opportunity in response to him casting a spell.
I don't know. How many times have Al cast spells in bad guys' faces? Oh, we don't actually have attack of opportunity. You do. Damn it. Well, in that case, no, that's fine.
Please hit him and hit him hard. So he
No,
fails
no,
his
actually-
concentration check.
I'm going to do something like a player would because I'm the GM. I'm supposed to know everything a player does. Well, now that I know that, I'm going to change my action. I'm going to move and provoke. 1, 2, and jump down the ladder hole that you guys left open. Whee! Jump down the hole. Actually,
Into
why
the
don't I just go?
arms of Miros.
No, I'm actually just going to go through my open doorway. Remember that door I opened? It's right here. Hey, open this damn door. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just going to go right through the door. Hi. Provoking an attack swish as I move away from Glug Glug. So, Glug Glug, take your swing.
Okay, I'll just roll a d20 because I don't have a token on the map to attack. I'm not targeting anything anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. I'll give it to you.
Got over eager and just ran him off the whole map. He's gone. He's gone forever, guys.
And he gets away. Sorry. As I leave,
Oh, I rolled to 18. That's going to be a hit.
boink. There you go. There's your hit. As I was leaving, you stab him in the back, all holy and championly nicely. What?
Sweet. For 28. I'll be sure to get that extra 10. That looks like he didn't get there's that.
Oh yeah. 18 becomes 28. He literally stabs me in the back as I try to tactically retreat.
I say, tea, Earl Grey, hot.
Well, it's his fight to the death. It's like, I'm not an idiot. I'm surrounded. I could move through the doorway and then fight you guys mano a mano viciously, like through the doorway, right? So he turns to step through the doorway, and Doug, care to describe
Tea,
how I go
Earl
down?
Grey, hot.
You throw tea on me and he dies
No,
of burns?
because you guys had an entire conversation about chamomile. So
okay.
my response to that, because that was, you should have had tea, Earl
Okay.
Grey, hot,
He
and
then
shove a
he
javelin through his back.
he slips on the tea that Glug Glug crushed and flew through the air, and I fall on my face. And he just pokes me in the back of the knee, and I die. And so ends another farming of XP. Speaking of XP, would you guys like some?
Yay!
Hey, it's been a little while. I mean, there's some.
We get that at the rate of 4 characters. Because Miros did not pull his weight at the fight in this fight.
Actually, in the new rules, they just kind of give it to like the party. But you know what we could do? We could start doing proper XP dispersion in Star Wars. Because to tell you, the milestone is way too nice to you guys. way too nice. You'll end up at the end of the Dawn of Defiance only like 15th level if we go that route. Okay, adding the dining room, which is it's a moderate encounter worth 100, and then adding the current encounter, roll, of the 2 Rakshasa, also moderate at 80. I had already done right up to the demon, the diabolic interruption in the warehouse. All that stuff had popped in, and you guys, some say 1,000, some say 675. But if we set to 0 every time you leveled, you guys currently have 675 XP, well on your way. And now, after clearing the tea house, or at least so far, you guys are up to 855 XP, well on your way to the next level. All goes quiet for the moment. Why so quiet? I even forgot to start up the battle music this episode, but that's okay. Kind of one-sided. We'll fix it in post. We know his fate. As soon as he put an arrow in the knee at the beginning of the fight, they're like, "Oh, this is going to go one way."
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys want to do now?
Take 10 minutes to refocus.
I'd like to secure the house, secure the building before
room to
I
room?
refocus. Yeah, and room to room, just make sure that the building is safe and secure. Karome, do you want to join me as back me up? Unless you need your 10 minutes. If somebody else needs their 10 minutes, I can do it. But
Karam can tell you. Karam, you can tell him what's in the room to the south where the guy fled, because that's the way you and Miros came in.
Yep.
This is the door you're looking at, right? So if you want to check the other doors, Lug?
Yeah.
Okay. Heading to the north. Oh, sorry. Let's make this easy.
It
on
didn't
you.
matter. I'm good with.
Heading to the east is a guest room with 6 bunk beds, all in a clutter, and a door heading back into the south room, which is all beds along a wall. So, strangely enough, all the guests have to go up and down a trap door to get into a lounge on an upper level, or is this some kind of secret base? Right? Come back through this door, and ooh, look at this. Modest, but of all the furniture, this large chamber is sized for halfling, except the oversized bed and a large clawfoot bathtub peeking out from behind the privacy screen. Clawfoot bathtub in this age is kind of like, it's the big full-size bathtub that looks like it's got like the lion's feet that's like holding it up kind of thing.
Yep.
And to see said bathtub, you got to peek behind the screens. And there's a scream and a slap of the ghost that lives in this room.
Okay. I was afraid I was going to have to kill somebody in a bathtub. That would be bad.
Pretty sure that would be against somebody's ethos.
It depends on who.
What?
It depends on whether they're armed.
The evil of... and also just moving some minis to show off a very cool large map. Tactically, I could see players maybe not liking the confines of the small room and trying to like jump through doors and lure them, you know. I was tempted to have them like try to divide and conquer the party, where one goes north and one goes south to like outmaneuver you guys.
Yeah.
But these guys are arrogant. They were going to dump some spells and dig in and but it went badly. So they went from like confidently casting to quickly like desperately, angrily casting was the mood I sensed in them, you know, depending how said fight goes. I do try to get inside said bad guy's head and go, okay, if there was this dude and this is what was happening, you know, are they arrogant? Is it tactical? Do they leave? Do they go? You know, that kind of thing. Upper level seems clear. A lot of these rooms look rented, empty. There's teas, not much in the way of valuables. You guys refocus.
That'd be great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can have your big 10, 20 minutes now if you want it.
Vicar, are you...
Let me just whatever.
The rack shish kebabs?
Yeah. When I'm done focusing, I will spend some time examining them.
Okay. A little detect magic and all that, or just...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They die and like as a classic bad guy movie, right? They change into these tiger-like humanoids. You know, they stand on 2 legs. They're covered in fur. It's very fine on their arms and legs and whatever. And
I mean, with a good enough crafting check, I could have my very own tiger onesie.
Oh, okay. Skin the dude, not the one with the furry breasts, so it's not so weird, you know. Oh, if only I had a nice sharp knife. Oh, look at this. They each have a magical kukuri blade. You know, that cool curved, you know, slightly, yeah. So into the party sheet, onto the inventory, using I love it when they give me a button that says gear. There's like map, encounter, and, you know, there's their stuff.
Vicar, I went ahead and laid hands on you. So since we're going to spend 20 minutes chilling, I just burned one of my free lay on hands because if we got 20 minutes, then I can get both those back. You're muted or something.
At this point, you guys can take as long as you want, though they did talk about a school for girls in danger, and like you guys should make this a day of like running from one place to the each. Sure, take your 5 minutes, your 10 minutes, your 20 minutes, but I wouldn't be like, oh, we're gonna kick around for a couple hours and full rest, and you know what I mean? Because unlike video games where shit waits for you to get there, I'm really liking the writing because they're like, if this guy gets away, they warn them and the whole room changes, or like if they wait too long at this time, blah, 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 the situation completely changes, Not enough to change the story so much, but definitely enough to change combat. Now, I don't want you guys to rush with no spells, but I am saying there's a difference between, taking 40 minutes and taking 4 hours in this adventure. Gear. There you go. They each have a +1 striking kukuri. So daggers that
proficient in, but we should.
Yeah, really. It's a knife. It's slashing. It does D6. Only in this case, it does 2D6 because of the
harvest
+1,
the
2,
runes.
Yeah, pretty much.
I will slip them into my shadow
Okay.
for later on rune harvesting.
And I have some bulk that I can carry if we just need somebody to be a pack mule or anything.
I think these are pretty light. I'm just going to toss them on Al's inventory and let you guys sort that out.
My shadow just upgraded. I can carry so much bulk.
Nice.
I went from like 4 up to 12, I think, or something like that.
You can out carry me now.
It was
Yeah.
crazy how much.
Yeah.
I was.
So Glug Glug carries the stuff we don't mind the garden cops finding. Muros carries the stuff that we don't mind if it gets broken, lost, and not too valuable. And the shadow gets everything except for what, Vicar might have consumed one end or the other to cross any border, that kind of thing.
Okay, no, it's not crazy high. It goes from
I got 15.
so 10th.
I'm 10 at no penalty and 15 at my limit.
Yeah, you're more than me. I'm only 7 bulk total.
All right. With what sounds like the rest of our episode going to be everyone staring at their character sheets and making plans, this is a good place to say thank you, and we will see you all next time.
Sayonara, suckers.